Have you ever wondered how Germany, a nation known for its stability, is grappling with a surge in extremist attacks? In this video, we'll uncover the shocking truth behind the recent rise in violence and what it means for the future of German society. Stay tuned as we decode the complexities of this pressing issue and explore the implications for politics, culture, and everyday life in Germany. Welcome to Germany Decoded, your go-to source for insightful analysis on German politics, culture, and society. In today's video, we will look into a critical issue that has captured national attention: the rise of Islamic extremist attacks in Germany from 2023 to early 2025. Join us as we unpack the events, explore their implications, and seek to understand the challenges facing Germany and Europe today. As we look further into these events, we will provide a detailed overview of the attacks, the motivations behind them, and their impact on German society. We aim to shed light on the complexities surrounding these incidents and the broader implications for communities across Europe. Stay tuned as we uncover the facts and narratives behind these tragic events and help us understand the challenges that lie ahead. To understand the recent surge in Islamic extremist attacks in Germany, it's essential to consider the broader context. In recent years, Europe has faced a wave of terrorism linked to various extremist ideologies, with Islamist extremism being one of the most prominent threats. The rise of such violence can be attributed to several factors, including geopolitical tensions, the ongoing conflicts in the Middle East, and the radicalization of individuals within Europe. The Israel-Hamas conflict, which escalated significantly in October 2023, has particularly influenced extremist activities across the continent, including Germany. As tensions flared, we saw a notable increase in anti-Israel protests, which sometimes turned violent and were accompanied by a rise in anti-Semitic incidents. This environment of heightened emotions and divisions have created fertile ground for extremist ideologies to take root, leading to a troubling uptick in attacks. Moreover, Germany's complex history with immigration and integration has added another layer to this issue. The influx of refugees and asylum seekers in recent years has sparked debates about security, social cohesion, and the challenges of integrating diverse communities. While the majority of immigrants contribute positively to society, a small fraction has been susceptible to radicalization, leading to tragic consequences. In this video, we will examine specific incidents that illustrate these trends and their implications for German society. Now, let's get into the specific attacks that have occurred in Germany, starting with the incidents from 2023. On a cold January evening, a man armed with a knife attacked a group of people in a Berlin park. The assailant, who had links to extremist groups, injured several individuals before being apprehended by the police. While the attack did not result in fatalities, it sent shockwaves through the community and raised concerns about public safety and the potential for further violence. In March, a failed asylum seeker from Syria attempted to carry out a bombing at a local event in Dortmund. Authorities were alerted to his plans, and they intervened before any injuries occurred. This incident highlighted the ongoing threat carried by individuals who may be radicalized and willing to resort to violence. Later in July, a man with ties to Islamist groups attacked a police officer during a routine check in Cologne. The officer sustained injuries while trying to subdue the assailant. This attack underscored the risks faced by law enforcement in dealing with potential extremists and the challenges of maintaining public order. Throughout the year, Germany also witnessed a significant increase in anti-Semitic incidents, many of which were linked to extremist ideologies. Jewish community centers and individuals faced threats and violence, reflecting a disturbing trend that has alarmed both the Jewish community and broader society. Reports indicated that anti-Semitic attacks rose by over 80% in 2023, contributing to a climate of fear and insecurity. These incidents from 2023 set the stage for the troubling events that would follow in the subsequent years, as the threat of Islamist extremism continued to loom over Germany. Moving on to 2024, Germany experienced several significant attacks that further highlighted the threat of Islamist extremism. In May, a tragic incident unfolded in Mannheim when an Afghan national attacked a police officer and several bystanders during an anti-Islam rally. The assailant, motivated by extremist beliefs, fatally injured one individual, a police officer, who later succumbed to his injuries. Multiple others were wounded in the attack, raising serious concerns about public safety at gatherings involving sensitive topics. This incident not only shocked the local community, but also intensified discussions about security measures at public events. Just a month later, in June, a failed Syrian asylum seeker carried out a brutal knife attack during a local celebration in Solingen. The assailant, linked to the Islamic State, killed 3 people and injured 8 others. Among the deceased were 2 women and a man, all of whom were innocent bystanders. This horrific event points out the ongoing risks posed by individuals who may be radicalized and willing to commit acts of violence against civilians. The attack left the community in mourning and prompted calls for increased vigilance against extremism. As the year drew to a close, a devastating attack occurred at a Christmas market in Magdeburg. A Saudi refugee drove his vehicle into a crowded area, resulting in the deaths of 6 people, including a 9-year-old boy and 4 women aged between 45 and 75. More than 299 people were injured, with at least 41 in critical condition. The attack was characterized as a deranged response to perceived injustices against Muslims, further fueling fears about public safety during festive events. The assailant was arrested at the scene and faced multiple charges, including murder and attempted murder. These attacks in 2024 not only resulted in tragic loss of life, but also intensified the national conversation about security, immigration, and the integration of diverse communities in Germany. The impact of these incidents would resonate throughout society, prompting calls for stronger measures to combat extremism and protect public safety. Now, let's examine the attacks that occurred in 2025, which continued to highlight the ongoing threat of Islamist extremism in Germany. On a tragic day in January, an Afghan man launched a brutal knife attack in Schöntal Park, targeting a group of people. The assailant fatally stabbed a 2-year-old boy and a 41-year-old man who attempted to intervene. The attack left 3 others seriously injured, including a 2-year-old girl and a 72-year-old man. The assailant had a history of mental health issues and had previously been detained for violent behavior. Following the attack, he was placed in a psychiatric facility for evaluation. This incident shocked the community and raised urgent questions about mental health support and public safety. In February, a 24-year-old Afghan national drove his car into a labor union protest in Munich, injuring 36 people. The attacker claimed religious motives, and authorities indicated a potential Islamist orientation. Fortunately, there were no fatalities. The attack prompted discussions about the need for increased security measures at protests and public events. Still, in February 2025, Berlin witnessed a shocking attack that further raised the ongoing threat of violence linked to extremist ideologies. On the evening of February 21st, a 19-year-old Syrian man attacked a 30-year-old Spanish tourist at Berlin's Holocaust Memorial. The assailant approached the victim from behind and stabbed him, causing serious injuries. The victim was rushed to the hospital, where he underwent surgery and was placed in an induced coma. Fortunately, his life is no longer in danger, but the attack left him with significant trauma. The suspect was apprehended shortly after the attack, found with blood on his hands and carrying a backpack that contained the weapon used in the assault, a copy of the Quran, and a prayer mat. Authorities believe the attack was motivated by a desire to kill Jews, a sentiment the suspect reportedly developed in the weeks leading up to the incident, influenced by the ongoing conflict in the Middle East. German Interior Minister Nancy Faeser condemned the attack as an abhorrent and brutal crime, emphasizing the need for strict measures against violent offenders. The incident sparked outrage and concern within the Jewish community and broader society, highlighting the persistent threat of anti-Semitism and extremist violence in Germany. This attack at the Holocaust Memorial, a site dedicated to the memory of the 6 million Jews murdered during the Holocaust, serves as a stark reminder of the challenges Germany faces in combating hate and ensuring public safety. Now, let us look at failed plots during this period. to give you further insights into the whole situation. While Germany has faced several executed Islamist attacks since 2023, authorities have also successfully thwarted multiple plots, preventing further loss of life. Below is a brief recap of the most significant foiled attacks and arrests during this period. In November 2024, a 15-year-old German Afghan and a 16-year-old Russian were arrested for planning a vehicle attack on a Christmas market. Authorities acted on intelligence from abroad, stopping the plot before it could unfold. This case highlighted the growing threat of radicalized minors, often influenced by online extremist content. In April 2024, 4 teenagers were detained for planning IS-inspired attacks on churches and police stations. They intended to use knives and Molotov cocktails, but swift action by law enforcement prevented any harm. Throughout 2024, German authorities made several key arrests, including a German national with a prior conviction for IS membership and an Iraqi national suspected of plotting attacks on US military bases in Germany. While not in Germany, it's worth noting that on the same day as the Solingen knife attack in August 2024, 2 cars exploded outside a synagogue in La Grande Motte, France. These foiled plots and arrests demonstrate the persistent threat of Islamist extremism in Germany. While authorities have successfully prevented many attacks, the adaptability of extremists, particularly through online radicalization, continues to challenge security efforts. The series of attacks in Germany, particularly those in 2024 and 2025, have had profound implications for society, influencing public perception, policy discussions, and community relations. The frequency and severity of these attacks have heightened fear and anxiety among the public. Many citizens and residents now feel less secure in their daily lives, particularly in crowded public spaces such as markets, parks, and during large gatherings. This pervasive sense of insecurity has led to increased calls for enhanced security measures, including more police presence at public events and improved surveillance systems. In response to the rising threat of extremism, German authorities have intensified their focus on counter-terrorism efforts. This includes stricter immigration policies aimed at vetting asylum seekers more thoroughly and increased funding for intelligence and law enforcement agencies. Political leaders have also engaged in discussions about the need for comprehensive integration programs to address the root causes of radicalization among immigrant communities. The attacks have exacerbated tensions between different communities, particularly between Muslim and non-Muslim populations. While many Muslims in Germany condemn the violence and work towards integration, the actions of a few extremists have led to increased scrutiny and suspicion of the entire community. This has resulted in a rise in both anti-Muslim sentiment and anti-Semitic incidents, creating a challenging environment for social cohesion. The Holocaust memorial stabbing and other anti-Semitic incidents have particularly affected Jewish communities in Germany. Many Jewish individuals report feeling unsafe and vulnerable, leading to increased security measures at synagogues and community centers. The rise in anti-Semitism has prompted calls for greater education about the Holocaust and Jewish history, as well as stronger legal protections against hate crimes. The impact of these attacks on society is multifaceted, highlighting the urgent need for effective policies, community engagement, and a commitment to combating hate in all its forms. If you enjoyed the video so far, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet. Check out the next videos you see on your screen. But don't go just yet, hold on for a second. As we reflect on the series of attacks that have impacted Germany recently, it's important to consider the broader implications for society. What can be done to address the root causes of extremism and promote social cohesion? How can communities work together to foster understanding and tolerance in the face of fear and division? We invite you to share your thoughts in the comments below. What measures do you believe are necessary to enhance public safety while respecting individual freedoms? How can we ensure that the actions of a few do not define the perceptions of entire communities? Your insights are valuable in shaping a constructive dialogue around these pressing issues. Thank you for watching Germany Decoded, and we look forward to hearing your perspectives.